Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nagatman Manoratapulahetaya Megadhan Bhavaten Sarasya Karma Yogaram Manato Viparam Chitaham Sayogata Praso Bhagavat Ahadana Sakatam Ikaratha Jati Antarakena Kunata Asangaha Sakshan Nisheyas Pratipakshatya Naka Parichasta Dustajahan Eka Abhijatasya Tasvevam Antaraya Vigata योगरम्भनस्य राजर्षे भरतस्य तावन् मृगभथ पोषण पालन पीडन लालन अनुसंगेन अभिगम्यतः आत्मने बहिर्वाक् बिलं दुरति नमः कालः करान् प्रभुता अपाद्य. So this is in the form of Gadya. So there was some continue my in this way, I was overwhelmed by particular desire, which was manifest in the form of the fear. This is a future result of his past days, his background from the yoga, austerity, and worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If it were not due to his past fruitive activity, how could he have been attracted to the deer after giving up the association of his own son and family? Considering them stumbling blocks in the path of spiritual life,
How could he show such uncontrollable affection for a deer? This was definitely due to his past karma. The king was so engrossed in petting and maintaining the deer that he fell down from his spiritual activities. In due course of time, insurmountable death, which is compared to a venomous snake that enters the hole cut by snake by a mouse, situated itself before him. Purport: as will be seen in later verses, Bharat Maharaj at the time of death would be forced to accept the body of a deer due to his attraction for the deer. In this regard, a question will be raised: how can a devotee be affected by his past misconduct and vicious activities? In Brahm Samhita, it is said, Karmani nirdhanti kintuja bhakti bhaja. For those who engage in devotional service bhakti bhajan, the results of past deeds are indemnified. According to this, Bharat Maharaj could not be punished for his past misdeed. The conclusion must be that Maharaj Bharat purposefully became over-addicted to the deer and neglected his spiritual advancement. To immediately rectify his mistake, for a short time he was awarded the body of a deer. This was just to increase his desire for mature devotional service. Although Bharat Maharaj was awarded the body of an animal, he did not forget what had previously happened due to his purposeful mistake. He was very anxious to get out of his dear body, and this indicated that his affection for devotional service was intensified, so much so that he was quickly to attain perfection in Brahmana body in the next life. It is with this conviction that we declare in our Back to God magazine that devotees like the Goswami living in Vrindavan, who purposefully commit some sinful activity, are born in the bodies of dogs, monkeys, and tortoises in that holy land. Thus take on the lower life forms for a short while, and after they give up those animal bodies, they are again promoted in the spiritual world. Such punishment is only for a short period and is not due to past karma. It may appear to be due to past karma, which is offered to rectify the devotee and bring him to pure devotional service. Om Gyan Timarandase Gyanam Janachalakaya Lakshmilitam Hena Tasmin Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kalamayam Bhajanti Sevadantika Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padkamlam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Tadiva Savadetam Savadutam Paridana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamritam Cha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminite Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirshesha Shunyavadi Pasha Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Tanya Namne Gaurate Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapte Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Devi Pranamami Harive Vancha Kalpa Tarupyacha Kripa Sindhu Evaja Patidanam Pavnebhyo Vishnuvebhyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaurvattananda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So here this verse is a little difficult to understand because see in the translation Sukadeva Goswami is saying you have so three things you see. Sukadeva Goswami is saying that it is due to the fruitive result of his past deeds he fell down. Srila Prabhupada is saying how it could be possible? Karmani Nandi Ginduja Bhakti Vaja. It was due to his willful neglect that he fell down. Right? But Vishnu Chakri Thakur says something more. It was the semblance of his prarabdha karma that he fell down. And if we understand this verse, then we can understand that how karma, Krishna all work differently in the life of a sadhaka. And because many times devotees get into confusion, oh, now we become a devotee, so karma should not act. We are transcendental. But life doesn't go like that. Life doesn't go like that. Ki now there is no karma because so many obstacles come while performing devotional service. And how do you explain those obstacles in life? There. Now Bharat Maharaj is also a devotee. Now why this obstacle coming in his life? Such so that he became attached to a deer and he became a deer. And that's what is a great obstacle in the life of Bharat Maharaj. So that means to show that there is something missing, some thread line which we understand, and we understand it how the prarabdha karmas act there. And that's how we can also explain that different things happening in the life of different devotees there. See, this is for sure, whether it is karma or not karma, Krishna is in full control. Updrishtanvanta cha bharta bhakta maheshwara. That Krishna is in full control, whether one's prarabdha karma acting or not acting, one person is always in full control, Krishna. But for a non-devotee, though Krishna is in full control, it let the things go on the current of karma. Because the non-devotee said, hey, why Lord, you did interfere in my karma. And even Lord interfere in his karma, is he going to improve? He's not going to improve. Even Lord interfere in his karma. Suppose somebody did a murder and is supposed to be hanged. Okay, chalo, you forgive his punishment. So will he not commit the crime again? Will his mentality get improved? Okay, अभी छूट गया, अगली बार से एक मर्डर और कर देते हैं. Right? Suppose you have put a penalty, then you are left. Then again next time also you will do the same mistake and get a penalty. अरे करते हैं तो छूट जाते हैं. Right? People know, okay, if I do this wrong thing, छूट जाएंगे ना, ठीक है कर लेते, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. So why do Krishna interfere in the karma of the people who are not devotees? Because they are not going to improve. But for a devotee, because he is going to improve, he has improved. Krishna interfere in his karma. But Krishna takes all the karmas of a devotee and give those karmas according to the reciprocation what is needed for a devotee. Right? There. So that's the meaning of karmani nirdanti kintu bhakti bhajam, that when you do bhakti, Krishna takes your karma and give whatever is required for to progress in bhakti. Now, in case of Bharat Maharaj, Vishnu Thakur writes, it was a semblance of prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma are two types. One prarabdha karma is auspicious, other is inauspicious. So the inauspicious prarabdha karma comes, person goes away from Krishna. The result will be person will go away from Krishna. When the auspicious prarabdha karmas may come, person goes near to Krishna. So if you see the life of Bharat Maharaj, you will find one thing in the life of Bharat Maharaj. What you will find in the life of Bharat Maharaj? That he has become more serious in Krishna consciousness because this was an auspicious prarabdha karma. Also, it means auspicious prarabdha karma. The reason being it came from his compassion. Even a good quality Bharat Maharaj was caught into. Because for crores of years, 1 crore a year, he had protected his citizens. So naturally, the desire to protect people, maintain people was there in his there. And because of that excessive compassion for Bharat Maharaj, which is born due to his piety, due to auspicious karmas, it born, but he got entangled there. Other reason, the auspicious karmas, Krishna wanted to accelerate his devotional service. He has already come to the stage of bhava. To come from the stage of bhava to prema, Krishna wanted to create a remorse in his heart. And therefore Krishna let this attachment go to Bharat Maharaj there. So this we can see from a different angles how the Bharat Maharaj. And Prabhupada is bringing amazing angle for ISKCON devotees to learn. The willful neglect. You get point? See, Sri Prabhupada is not talking about semblance prarabdha karma. Prabhupada is not talking about the previous karma. Prabhupada is only talking about the willful neglect. Because If it tells ISKCON devotees is Prarabdha karma, Prabhuji, I fell down. Prabhuji is my karma only. Now what can be done, Prabhuji? Right? It's a very excuse for all our sinful activities, all our neglect and devotional service. The Prabhupada is bringing, ki, see, I have given you everything. You fall down because of your neglect, not due to Prarabdha karmas. See, the very fact we are born in Kali Yuga, we're born in non-devotee family, our Prarabdha karma are very, very bad. Right? Despite those Prarabdha karmas, we are practicing Krishna consciousness mercy of the holy name Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is the proof of this? This Namastakams. So Namastakam of Rupa Goswami, he says very beautiful verse. Yad Brahma Sakshat Kirti Nishthayapi Vinasham Ayati Vinana Bhoge Apeti Nam Suranena Tatte Prarabdha Karmeti Viroti Veda. O holy name, the Vedas declare that meditation on the impersonal Brahman cannot bring freedom from karmic reaction. So somebody becomes a jnani, he has to bear his prarabdha karma. And same way yogi also has to bear his prarabdha karma. That they have to be enjoyed or suffered. But that when you manifest in one's consciousness, or holy name, once you manifest in a person's consciousness, all karma at once disappears. All karma at once there. Devhuti gives example that even a Chandala chants the holy name of the Lord, he becomes best of the Brahmanas. There. And you can see devotees in ISKCON. They're coming from a Malecha family, from a Western family, even less than a Chandala. But as they keep performing bhakti, they start doing deity worship also, the work of a Brahmana. So within this lifetime, their karma has changed. But just by chanting the holy names of the Lord. And same way, if we see our past life before coming to Krishna consciousness, what horrible it was. Now how beautiful it has become. We are coming with a tilak, bathing. In hostel, boys don't used to take baths for 2 to 3 days. Right now we're taking bath 2 times a day. We used to take bath in once in 3 days. Now we take bath twice or thrice a day. You put a tilak, get up and Brahm Maharaj. So how all this has changed? By the mercy of the holy name. Now, so many things would have come in our life by now, right? So many non-Krishna conscious things would have come. But how we are sitting? By mercy of the holy name. The chanting of the holy name has removed all those things. Chanting of the holy names have removed all those inauspicious things which would have otherwise come, we don't know. For example, the battle of Kurukshetra was over. Kurukshetra was over, Krishna told Arjuna, please get down. Arjuna said, Lord, please, you get down. Krishna said, hey, it's my order, you get down. Arjuna got down. And when Krishna got down, the chariot bursted only. So what had happened during the fight, so many weapons had struck the chariot, it would have blasted long back only. Just because Krishna was sitting, it was maintaining itself. And when Krishna stepped down, chariot blasted. And that is our condition. Our so many prarabdha karmas would have actually made us exhausted, but now our only life is going on because of shelter of the holy name. And that is why Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam Kevalam Kalo Nasti, Nasti, Nasti Tyannata. Nothing else was in Kali Yuga than chanting the holy names of the Lord. See, in previous ages, people had a good karma. So by deity worship, we can make progress. By other things, but Kali Yuga, the prarabdha karmas are so horrible by our activities. No matter whatever process you took, will not cut the prarabdha karmas. Only chanting the holy name, and that's how you can steadily go in bhakti. The one who takes shelter of the holy name can practice bhakti despite all obstacles in life. Whether it's a child, whether it's a grasta, whether it's a brahmachari, whether it's a sannyasi. There. So what is most important is this faith in the holy name, because this taking shelter of the holy name, one can able to do. And when problems will come in your spiritual life, when your chanting goes to Namaprad. When person is not taking any action to his chanting the holy names, then the serious problems will start coming in life. One devotee's old conditionings stuck him. 2 days before, only one senior devotee told me, "Arey, take care of that devotee, he's sleeping a lot in Java." And 2 days after 2 days only, operation happened. Now, how? Because of the connection. When you don't take the japa seriously, that's how the Maya becomes powerful. Maya means our own prarabdha karmas. See, Maya doesn't work extra. Our own prarabdha karmas are sufficient to give to the Maya, isn't it? See, whatever. Suppose you do some illegal construction, then only BBM people will catch you. Right. Otherwise, no matter whatever they do, they cannot catch you. So Maya will catch our sin only and put on our head. Our prarabdha karma. So it will catch that. And somehow the holy name is protecting us. But it lose that shelter, the Maya is waiting, अरे कब इसके पाप को फोड़ पे इनके सिर पे कर दे. The life of a sadhaka goes on. So when you commit offenses to devotees and offenses to the holy name, that time the protection of the holy name goes away. And that time you see, अरे मेरी life बहुत strugglesome हो गई. Or when the struggles are coming, the chanting also thinking of the struggle, so you're not able to take shelter of the holy name only. There. So if one continues to take shelter of the holy name, despite whatever comes in life, you'll see prarabdha karmas will not affect the devotee. And that's why steady morning program is a very important criteria for this prarabdha karmas. There. Now, in case of Bharat Maharaj, he was in love of Lord, but there is no mention that he was chanting the Vedic prayers, but his taking shelter of the holy name is not mentioned in his prayer because that was the Satya Yuga, where the more is the meditation there. So, what happened in the life of Bharat Maharaj, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains perfectly that which creates more intense bhakti in the future takes place in those who already possess rati or bhava. So the auspicious prarabdha karmas problems come in the life of a devotee. What happens? It creates more intense bhakti, not now, in the future. So temporary Bharat Maharaj bhakti got covered, but in future what happened? It became intense. At Jat Bharat he attained prema. He was a Mahabhagavad there. But what was in between? This prarabdha karma. In future takes place in those who already possess rati or bhava. The second time comes the result of action of previous lifetime, which manifests later or as absorption in material life. So if your prarabdha karmas come, the inauspicious prarabdha karma will make you absorb in material life. But auspicious prarabdha karma temporarily create a situation, but eventually lead you to more absorption in Krishna. There. You see, in our after 5 years you go in your life, then you will see, okay, that was the best thing for of time. How many of you observe that? Like I remember how I came to Bhakti because one boy was troubling me, and that became impetus for me to read Hanuman Chalisa, read Bhagavad Gita. Then my spiritual journey started. But that was the best thing at that point of time. Same way, 5 years before, some different challenging situation was there, but I was very much dependent upon Krishna. 7 years before, 8 years before, some situation there I was dependent on Krishna. So when you look back in life, you will see that Krishna gave you difficulty to actually become serious in Krishna conscious or to not offend the devotees and the Vaishnavas. Only when we develop a rebellion, independent mentality, offensive mentality, even devotees will get their prarabdha karmas back. Krishna was saying, because how do Krishna improve us? Okay, beta, thoda kota le lo. I've already removed 98%, just 2% quota of your prarabdha karmas, you take it. And with that only Krishna will try to make us improve in bhakti, this quota. And that is what is something very, very important understood there. So the second time, so even though so he fell from his austerity of rejecting material enjoyment which was produced by bhakti yoga. Even though bhakti does not have great obstacles, he fell from worship of the Lord by the will of the Lord. So what Vishwanath is saying, why he fell down? By the will of the Lord. How else he could fall except by prarabdha karma arranged by the will of the Lord. So prarabdha karma did not came blindly. How did it come? It come by the will of the Lord. The prarabdha karmas come came by the will of the Lord. So he had already given up his sons, or he fell by the semblance of karma in the form of deer. So though the Jivan Mukta do not have any false identity, they have a semblance of false identity. Similarly, those who have developed rati do not have prarabdha karma but have semblance of prarabdha. At the stage of bhava, the prarabdha karma all goes away, but it had a semblance of prarabdha karma. Or he fell down because you say sukritutta is almost gone, prayaki. It's a semblance only. Or he fell down because of inferior form through auspicious prarabdha karma. Under the influence of his prarabdha karma, Bharat took care of the deer. Otherwise, if there had been no good karma, he would not have a desire to care for the deer. So why did he develop a desire to? Mr. Cropper said that it was a willful neglect of the Bharat Maharaj. But Vishwanath Thakur said, see, he had a desire to care for the deer because of the good karma. That's how the good karma is also entangled. He said, don't do pap karma, don't do punya karma. So how do the punya karma entangle? Because it will create a tendency to do good. And then we may leave bhakti and do the good work. This will happen in the life of Bharat Maharaj. For us, that good work may become more important than bhakti. For Bharat Maharaj, taking care of the deer became more important than Sunday program. They will go to give some charity. Themselves have there so many other programs. So that auspicious prarabdha karmas will create obstacle for them for bhakti. There. So Bharat's fall, same way, people who have a very good prarabdha karma, they will be very attached to their family. So much so that you tell them, come for a camp. No, Prabhuji, I have to go home only. Then. So Bharat's fall, however, was arranged by the Lord for the purpose of increasing his longing for bhakti after taking birth as a deer and a brahmana. So the reason I do not immediately reciprocate the affection of living beings even when they worship me is that I want to intensify their loving devotion. They then become like a poor man who has gained some wealth and then lost it, and who thus becomes so anxious. Yes, that's when I keep that. And then they became so anxious about it that he can think of nothing else. He did not think of himself. So death arrived like a snake approaching a mouse hole. So how can a devotee be affected by his past misconduct and vicious activities? And this is Prabhupada is saying. So the essence, what we learn in this verse is, see, though Krishna can remove all prarabdha karmas, if we are neglectful, we don't watch our desires, don't watch our conditioning and let it go, it may let us fall to teach us a lesson, the path of bhakti. There. So the prarabdha karmas, the life goes on. Now, first Krishna, now do Krishna will remove all prarabdha karmas for a devotee? If you remove all prarabdha karma, will die immediately because this body is running on prarabdha karma. See, I have a karma to breathe, I have a karma to eat food, that's why I'm eating. The moment all the prarabdha karmas are over, I can't process a body. This body is running on prarabdha karma. See, Krishna says in the 11th canto, just like a river is flowing always. Always, river is flowing in the same, like if you're standing on a bank, the water of the river is changing every moment or not. In the same way, we are changing body at every moment. We're changing body at every moment. Like see, you have what body you have yesterday, you don't have the same body today. It is changed. It is changed. And it is happening so subtly that you don't realize it. Like you've seen previously how the movies used to work. Full reel रहता था. And then the reel is moved so fast that you don't realize the change of picture. Point. See, our eyes have a tendency that you can see only 16 frames a second. Right? 16 frames a second. How many frames a second? It can catch only few frames a second because there is a blinking of eye also happening. See, while so many blinking of eyes are also happening, if you see there. Sometimes eyelids close and it doesn't open. Then you're sleeping in the class. But generally, the eyes are blinking. So when the eyes are blinking, in that if you move the frames more faster than the blinking of the eye, then the eye can notice it looks like a movie. But it is what all? Photo frames. So similarly, Krishna says, where every moment we are changing the body, but it's happening so subtly we are not able to realize it. Just like you put a matchstick, a flame comes. So every moment is a new flame or same flame changing. New flame. The new wood is getting burned and new is coming. Like in a wicks also. Right? Every moment is a new flame that he's burning. The same way, every moment we are getting a new body. And this body you're getting based on the prarabdha karmas. So prarabdha karmas will be there. It cannot go extinguished. But what happens? Those prarabdha karmas which are unfavorable for our bhakti, Krishna removes them. For example, if an engineer becomes a devotee, what is it? Leave everything just do bhakti 24 hours. We don't say it. Continue your engineering and use it in Krishna's service. We say that. And what is unfavorable for bhakti, you tell him not to do, like smoking, drinking, and things there. So in the same way, Krishna will match the prarabdha karma of a person in such a way that it will be auspicious for his devotional service. It will be favorable for his devotional service, not unfavorable. And that's how the prarabdha karmas is arranged. So the taking shelter of the holy name is very, very important for the prarabdha karmas to have a set there. And therefore, if we neglect the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, the unsteady devotional service takes over. And there's a chances of fall down. So I remember when I came to spiritual life, so much emphasis was given that every devotee is chanting properly or not. And that was a symptom whether this devotee will stay or not. Even in Brahmachari ashram also, they would see this. Hey, this Brahmachari chanting seriously or not. If chanting seriously, then you can send him. If he's not chanting seriously, let him keep in here only. So that was the criteria for empowering people how this person is chanting. Because stable japa only brings a stability in our life. The stable japa only brings a stability in our life. So when there's a stable japa, it will bring a stability. And instability is caused due to unstable japa. So when a devotee have a commitment to chant the holy names of the Lord, and see chanting works impositively there, it shows mercy. If you commit, see you may be try right, sorry, if you try to be attentive but you commit aparadha to the devotees, find fault with the devotees, then also holy name will not remove the prarabdha. So you are struggling in the japa, no problem, but you don't find fault with the devotee, then also holy name will shower you mercy, His grace. So it works in a very different way, the Lord. And what is this holy name is not different from the Lord. In fact, more merciful than the Lord. So this Namashtaka prayers are talking about, O Son of the Holy Name, even a dim glimmer of His splendor swallows up the powerful darkness of materialistic life and gives those who are blind to the truth the vision to follow the path of pure devotional service. So to perform Shuddha Bhakti is so difficult. But when one chants the holy name of the Lord, performing Shuddha Bhakti becomes very, very easy. And who in this world, even if learned and pious, can fully transcribe the transcendental glory? Now you see, we have never studied the Vedas. And devotee 2 साल आते नहीं पूरा preaching करना चालू कर देते. How it's possible? He's speaking philosophy or glorifying Krishna, talking about his empowerment of the holy name. Like Dhruv Maharaj, touched by the conscious by Lord Vishnu, the Uttam Shoga prayers started manifesting in the heart of Dhruv Maharaj. So, in the same way, when the holy name touches the consciousness of a devotee, then one gets empowerment to glorify the Supreme Lord. Till the time the holy name touches the consciousness, the desire to glorify Krishna doesn't manifest in the heart of a devotee. Oh, Harinam, sung by all sages, is a supreme combination of stables, and you bring transcendental bliss to all people. Even a person attached to you only once destructively, still you relieve him from any extreme suffering. I pray that my love for you in many forms may greatly increase. Your form is Aghadaman, Yashoda Nandan, Nand, Nanda Sunu, Kamala Nayana, Gopi Chanda, Vrindavanendra, Prantakna, and who is merciful to surrender to all. And Krishna, I pray, my love for you in your many forms may greatly increase. You manifest in two forms, the Supreme Person you designate and the sound vibration that designate. Means Krishna himself and Krishna's name. The second form, Krishna's name is more merciful than the first because if a person offends your first form in many ways, you plunge him into an ocean of transcendent bliss if he serves your second form with his voice. Second form with his voice. Just as if you see, you get the fruit of deity worship only you do it without offenses. But you chant the holy name even disrespectfully, the holy name bestows you mercy. So this is the beauty of the holy name. But what will happen as the time progresses, we do not take care of the 10 offenses and keep chanting in Namaprat. Then you start feeling done in our spiritual life. But as our relationship with the holy name increases, Nam Prabhu, the common there. And some of the purpose was saying, if devotees chant 16 nouns attentively without offenses, Maya will not be able to touch the devotee. So Maya is only able to touch us because of her inability to chant properly. You destroy the many sufferings of those who take shelter of you. You're the very form of intense. You should open that door. There's less ventilation, so the devotees are feeling a little sleepy, I think. See, we are feeling sleepy in hearing the glories of the holy name and what to say while chanting. You're the very form of intense bliss, a festival of happiness for Gokul, and the perfect and complete form of Lord Krishna. Again and again, I bow down to you. Oh, unleaven of Nara's Veena, flood of the waves in sweet nectar, holy name of Lord Krishna, please forever manifest on my tongue with all your nectarian. So, by taking shelter of the holy name, one crosses over his prarabdha karmas. And at the time of death, so now the time of death approached Bharat Maharaj. And what happened? At time of death, King saw the deer was sitting by his side, exactly like his own son, and was lamenting his death. As the mind of the king was absorbed in the body of the deer, and consequently, like those bereft of Krishna consciousness, he left the world. The deer and his mental body and acquired the body of a deer. However, there was one advantage. Although he lost his human body and received the body of a deer, he did not forget the incidents of his past life. He did not forget the incidents of his past life, though he received the body of a deer. So that shows it was an auspicious karma because he did not forget his devotional service. He did not become materially absorbed. So after that, others forget everything that had happened, but Bharat Maharaj did not forget. Okay, not just think, if you remember your past life, what will happen? If you remember your past life, what may happen? Hmm. In last life. Last life, wife will come to your mind. Uh, uh, uh. See, now I give you an example. My chachi was there. She was telling that in Bareilly, one person remembered his past life. So he will go and take care of this family also and take care of past life family also. He developed true identity. So life becomes difficult. Like this Meena. You remember Meena's story? The Suman and Meena. So then both families started to take care of the children, child. There. So she was attached to the previous family also, this family also. So their life becomes more confused. Now Ratnavali Mataji remembered her past life, but that made her serious in his life. There. So the point is whether we remember our past life or not, we all had past life. So why not become serious in this life? And you may be devotee also in a past life. For example, one devotee, Andhra was telling a story. One devotee, he went to US. He married. Then his sasuma put a case and put him into the jail. For a few years, he was in jail only. And then he came back. I was very worried. Then he showed to astrologer in Vrindavan. And the astrologer told last life he was a Gaudiya Vaishnava living in Vrindavan. You married a very young girl while you were old. And the mother of that girl very much cried. And as a result, this karma has come to you. Isn't it? So what all karmas we did in our past life, Kartur, that's what is coming today to us. Probably you are the parents of devotees in the US who joined the Hare Krishna movement and trying to get them back. So now your parents are not trying, letting you. So the karmas, they come back. So one time, my father was troubled by his uncle, means my grandfather, my cousin grandfather. So my father was troubled by his cousin uncle, by uncle. So he showed a astrological chart and said that Rahu is very strong in your Janampatri, which is creating problem. See, that means what? Uncle is not a problem. The Rahu is problem which is coming due to the past Janma. So we bring our own karmas into the problems, and that's how they define the situations in our life. But as we keep chanting the holy names, what happens? All that Rahu, Shani, some all unfavorable planets, they go away. And when you chant in Namabhas, all the influence of bad planets, ghosts, they go away upon a person. All conditionings also go away just by chanting the holy names of the Lord. So here if you see the Bharat Maharaj, so Bharat Maharaj did not forget there. He said, due to his willful neglect of devotional service, a devotee may be punished for a short time, but he again revives the devotional service, returns home back to garden. Kaunte prati jane mein nami bhaktya pranshati. There. So although in the body of a deer, Bharat Maharaj, due to his rigid devotion in his past life, could understand the cause of his birth in that body. Considering his past and present life, he constantly repented his activities, speaking in the following way. Aho kashtam. See, this what now, see, Krishna wanted to bring this remorse in the heart of Bharat Maharaj to make him strong in Krishna consciousness. Until we is remorse on our dealing with other devotees. Oh, I didn't deal with him properly. Unless we feel remorse on our sinful habits, we don't improve. Unless we remorse, oh, I wasted so much time, I did not chant it properly. I wasted so much time, I had so much time, still I did not did sadhana and keep blaming that I don't get time for sadhana. There. So when the remorse appears in our heart that I am not doing my part, that remorse lead to a positive action. And this remorse you see almost in the life of many sadhakas. Parikshit Maharaj had remorse that I was unnecessarily become attached to the kingdom. Now Krishna is taking me back there. Right there. Then you see remorse was there in the heart of Ajamila. Remorse was there in the heart of Chitraketu Maharaj. There. So that remorse actually make people serious in Krishna consciousness there. And if you see, when we came to Krishna consciousness, we had that kind of remorse. "Ah, I did so much sinful activities. I wasted my life." And that actually gives an impetus to take spiritual life seriously. But as you pass time in Krishna consciousness, you think, okay, I'm good, I'm also sincere, I'm trying my best, devotees are थोड़ा ज़्यादा push कर रहे हैं करके. So then the seriousness doesn't come from inside. Like I remember, I became very remorseful then I was in 11th class. I mean, not 11th class, sorry, in BTech final year, third year and fourth year के बीच में I did my internship in Tata Jamshedpur. So devotees were saying, "अरे go in devotee association, don't go out of devotee association." I said, "अरे क्या training तो लेना ही है, जाएंगे." So 2 months I went, but then I had a great remorse. "अरे बाबा, what a mistake I did. I came out of devotee association." And that was the most serious time of performing Krishna consciousness because there was a remorse. But if you are in a devotee association, you are feeling, "अरे क्या इतना सारा rules regulation डाल दिया है, ये करना पड़ता है, वो करना पड़ता है," then we don't progress in bhakti. But when there is a remorse, and that is why I don't push anybody for doing devotional service. It doesn't work. Only when it comes seriously from their heart. कि करना है. That bhakti produces a kind of thing. And we don't get, so due to our piety, we may not, this may get covered that I have to practice bhakti seriously. And we coolly go in our bhakti without caring for there. But Krishna put Bharat Maharaj in that situation as a deer. See, there was some infatuation for him for time being. There is some infatuation for the deer for the time being. But when he became a deer, all infatuation was gone. And now realize, hey, what is done? I have left my kingdom, come here, and I have a body of a deer there. The same way, if somebody doesn't utilize the facility of Brahmachari ashram, Krishna enters in Grihastha ashram. So he also repents like that. Okay? Oh, what a mistake I did. I was so happy there. And I came here to progress in devotional service because he was not progressing here. So Krishna will make a arrangement in another ashram there. So therefore, if we take anything cheaply which is provided by Krishna, it is taken away. If we take same way, if we take association of devotees cheaply, what will happen? Krishna will throw you out of devotee association. But the problem is when you go out to devotee association, you don't realize also you're missing something. You're in full Maya only. Maybe sometime towards the end of the life or the next life, you may realize that what has happened with it. There. So that's how the life creates so many ups and downs in life of a devotee. There. But if a devotee is sincere, then he will feel, I'm not in devotee association now, and I need more devotee association. I should practice. So people take it with great enthusiasm. But sometimes brahmachari life, we may take everything very cheaply, for granted. Oh, so much association. थोड़ा तो freedom दे दो. Every day भागवतम class में आना पड़ता है. ठीक है. I will make sure that I reach 8:20 only, and so that only 40 minutes भागवतम I have to attend. So we try to cut from all the corners our devotional service because we take it for granted. And eventually we may take even service to the deities also for granted. अरे क्यों क्यों इतना डेटी सर्विस बोलते हैं क्या प्रभुपाद ने तो नहीं बोला प्रभुपाद ने बोला होली नेम करो वो करो वेयर इज डेटी वर्शिप देयर बिकॉज वी डोंट थिंक द लॉर्ड इज सिटिंग हियर वी थिंक सम मूर्ति इज सिटिंग हियर if we think the Lord is sitting here, will we feel bad about deity services? Will we fight why so many deity services are there? We'll not fight because that vision is not there. Swam Jagannath is there, and that's what we want to go his abode. If we can't treat him nicely here, how will we treat him in his spiritual world? बेचारे भगवान क्यों लेकर आ गए यहाँ पर स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में सब 24 घंटे आप ही के साथ रहना पड़ता है मेटेरियल वर्ल्ड में कुछ तो वो था कि अपना फ्रीडम था अब यहाँ 24 घंटे आपके साथ रहना पड़ता है करके so unless you learn to see the Lord in different situations of life it all becomes very mechanical and for granted we take it everything there. So the chanting of the holy name is the thing, but chanting the holy name will bring us to a conception where we learn to treat the deities properly. We learn to treat the devotees properly. That is the mature level, the result of chanting the holy name there. But if we don't understand the mature result of chanting the holy name is love for the deities, love for the devotees, It does not grow us in a bhakti. And there's a transition stage from a Kanish Adhikari to a Adhikari. There. So he's praying. In the body of the deer, Bharat began to lament, what misfortune! I have fallen from the path of the self-realization. I gave up my real son's wife and home to advance in spiritual life. I took shelter in a solitary holy place in the forest. I became self-controlled and self-reliant, and I engaged constantly in hearing, thinking, chanting, worshipping, remembering the Supreme Lord. I was successful in my attempt, so much so that my mind was always absorbed in devotional service. However, due to my personal foolishness, my mind again became attached, this time to a deer. Now I have obtained the body of a deer and have fallen far from my devotional practices. Right? This is insignificant for a significant for every devotee. If they misuse our position and think that we are fully engaged in devotional service and can do whatever we like, we have to suffer like Bharat Maharaj and we condemn to accept the type of body that impairs our devotional service. Only the human form is able to execute devotional service. But if we voluntarily give this person certification, we certainly have to be punished. By the grace of Supreme Lord, a devotee is punished in such a way that his eagerness to attain the lotus feet of Lord Vasudev increases. So Krishna is creating different situations in our life. Why? To increase our eagerness, increase our lalya. Because love is in lalya. Love is not in mechanically performing devotional service. So just think about you go to your relative's house, a friend's house, ऐसे आ गए ना बैठ जाओ ना खा लो ना अब जा रहे हो ना ठीक है if we next time going there formality but when you are now welcome अरे thank you you know so nice you're so fortunate you have come कितना अच्छा लग रहा है there so that's how we treat the bhakti how we treat Krishna in doing our nine process of devotional service every opportunity every activity how we take it how we feel it that's what is so important. And if the whole relationship between devotees is on that way, that we feel a value of each other in there, then life becomes much better and easier. So those who are taken to Krishna consciousness should be very careful that not a single moment is wasted and not a single moment is spent without chanting and remembering the Supreme Lord and His activities. By through the medium of Bharat Maharaj, Krishna teaches us we must be careful in the discharge of devotional service. If we want to keep our minds completely fixed without devotion, we must engage them in devotional service full time. As far as ISKCON is considered, one, because they have sacrificed everything, yet they must take a lesson from Bharat Maharaj to be very cautious. See, not a single moment is wasted in frivolous talk, sleep, or voracious eating. Eating is not prohibited, but if we eat voraciously, we shall certainly sleep more than required. Sense related answer and we may degrade it to a lower life form, and that our spiritual progress will be checked at last, at least for the time being. So, by constant repentance, he became completely detached from all material things. He did not disclose those things to anyone, but he left his mother dear in a place known as Kalanjan Mountain, was born. He again went to the forest of Shaligram. And proper right, the members of the society should always remember the society is not like a free hotel. And be very careful to execute their spiritual duties so that whoever comes will automatically become a devotee and will be able to return back to Godhead in this very life. So, remaining that ashram, the great King Bharat Maharaj was now very careful not to fall victim to bad association. Without disclosing his past, he bathed in that force and finally gave up that body. And then he became Jat Bharat, which we'll see in the next class. Any questions? Okay, Arun Depot. You give a mic to him. Okay. So when you felt that your consciousness was in the holy name. So Buddhism too is a very amazing thing. He was on a tatami mats, झूला झूले थे tatami mats में. And suddenly he was chanting and he was hearing the holy name. And he felt something magical happened. And from that time he stresses very much on hearing the holy name. Fine. So when you are hearing the holy name and hearing going inside your consciousness, that is the holy name touches the consciousness. But mechanical chanting where attention is not there, no relationship with the holy name. So consciousness is not stooped into there. The consciousness was more conscious. We see what you were conscious. Were you conscious of Krishna in the holy when you were chanting? The simple thing. When you became conscious of Krishna while chanting the holy name, that's what holy name had touched your consciousness. When you're not conscious while chanting the holy name has not touched your consciousness. When you become conscious, somebody touches your consciousness, you become conscious of him. Yes or no? Suppose a young girl comes and a young boy is sitting. Does she come and touches her consciousness? His consciousness? Yes, because he become conscious of him. The same way when you become conscious of Krishna by chanting the holy name. So that time it means touching the consciousness.
Uh, so far, you commentary the question some aspects from it's not the like you see so far for us to focusing more on this.
Willful neglect.
So it is easy for us so that we
And Vishnu Thakur saying is the will of Krishna. Yes. So see till the stage of Ruchi, it is monkey logic. Monkey has to catch the mother, monkey child. After Ruchi, it is cat logic. Cat catches the child. For Bharat Maharaj stage of Bhav, so which logic applies? Cat logic. The most devotees in ISKCON are which stage? Less than Ruchi, above Ruchi. Less than Ruchi, most devotees. Not all devotees, but most devotees are less than Ruchi. So which applies? Willful neglect. The Prabhupada is giving the lessons for the devotees for ISKCON, where 90, more than 90% are less than the state of Ruchi. They're struggling with the anathas and even some religion Nishta, they're struggling. So they have to be careful. But Bharat Maharaj is the stage of Bhava. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving analysis for him that it was the arrangement of the Lord. When this happened. This is my understanding why there's a difference with it. See, when we relish Srimad Bhagavatam, that relish take away or that increase our love for Krishna. Sadhya hridaya vrudate atkrita vishvashnavi. So, making our life with Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the way the Lord does not. But speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Machitta Magata Prana Bodhyanta, Katantasya Nitya Tushanti Cha Ramanti Cha. So when our mood is Tushanti Cha Ramanti Cha for Krishna consciousness there. See, on Sunday I just gave a class on Ram Lemon Meera, some boys that come. I don't know them, Sudavapu, the Kristal. But that 1 hour of class was so nourishing because just talking about Krishna Leela or Brahma Leela. So that kind of when devotees have that discussion of Krishna Leela and absorption, Chitta Madhura Prana, or proper purpose for that matter, right? We're discussing there. Proper purpose or should proper exists. That doesn't let us to be mechanical. And that's what we're reading proper purpose only is, devotees should not take there. That is what is done. But just we had some 2, 3 questions in between. Yeah.
Actually, question was answered in the commentary of Krishna Chakravarti. So we see that the prarabdha karma is acting. So the prarabdha karma is where the laws of nature that the person has to go through and he has to suffer. So between the right and Parasma right, because of the prarabdha karma, we actually forgot Lord Krishna to very high extent. So very, very gross way.
You see, it was for a short time, but in future he became very conscious of Krishna.
It was very intense forgetfulness of Krishna to very dark stage of practice.
But eventually it brought more Krishna consciousness.
So then we see the next slide that though his prarabdha karma acted, but by the mercy of the Lord, he could regain the consciousness and remember his past. So it looks contradictory that his karma is acting, but the mercy. So he said that inauspicious is not. It's not inauspicious karma; it is auspicious karma.
And it was the will of the Lord.
So the prarabdha karma by the will of the Lord. That means the same.
Okay, Prashant. Hare.
Talking about urban and education.
हाँ
How can we discourage value?
तो पहले क्या come at a right time for japa means 5:30 to 7:30 is our time for japa. Keep the body there in the hall. That is the first thing for stable chanting. अगर body नहीं तो फिर chanting आप करोगे. Then second is don't sleep. Feeling sleepy, walk and chant. यहाँ एक रामदास was telling, first record your chanting and see whether you chant 16 nouns into 108 mantras into 16 syllables, 32 syllables. Make a chart, record your japa and see are you chanting all 32 syllables or not. And into 108 we are chanting or not. And if you record, we will find it is not there. In Pune, one devotee came with his testing machine and told devotees to chant. And he was chanting. Somehow, devotee was shaking so much, he said, Baba, my instrument toot jayega. And measuring the aura of the devotees. So if they chanted nicely, then the right aura will come. If they did not chant it nicely, the right aura was not coming. Isn't Dineshpu? Dineshpu only told all this thing. But Dineshpu chanting was good. So aura came nice in that. The nice aura came with it there. So that means what? The chanting stability first chant. So are you sure that you're chanting 16 nouns into 108 mantras into 32 syllables? How many of you are sure of it? They are chanting 16 nouns into 108 mantras into 32, and each mantra we chant 32 syllables also. Sometimes Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. So first task is this only. Are we actually chanting 16 rounds? That's a big question. Are we taking 16? Are we chanting 16 rounds into 108 Mahamantras into 32 syllables? That is steadiness. I was missing a mantra. Then one devotee suggested me, "You are missing the mantra," and I really became alert after that. Few months back, recorded my japa. Then realized that I was missing the mantra in between, somewhere in there. So that began a awakening. Then I got a more desire to hear the mantra. I'm not hearing my japa. That's why it is going mechanical. So that is the steadiness in japa. Then, if you do it like this, then naturally there will no time to think about other things in the japa because you're conscious that I am chanting or not properly. Yeah. So this is what means by steadiness in japa. Okay, Prashant had a question. He asks question every class.
Thank you for the question. Many times chanting doesn't we go so much externally, we look for some acknowledgement because every chanting is acknowledged. But chanting is only within us only. So many times what happens, whatever service we get acknowledged, that gets into chanting. Because we, we don't realize that this is not the greatest thing. By doing this, that will get acknowledged. We don't get that. But leadership mentality comes and chanting goes higher. So how to connect that?
Therefore, chanting is pure devotional service.
Yeah.
Nobody recognizes. Therefore, chanting is pure devotional service when because nobody. So pure devotional service is what? Service which is done for the pleasure of Krishna, and nobody else recognizes that service. That is pure devotional service. So the by definition of doing pure devotional service means any service which you don't seek recognition for is pure devotional service. A relevant point. So if your chanting start getting recognized, then chanting will not be pure devotional service. Oh mana kisera Vaishnava. You think you will go in seclusion, chant 64 round, become a great Vaishnava. So what was the motive to go in seclusion? Oh, I have become a great Vaishnava like Haridas Thakur. Then it is not pure devotional service. So any service where you are looking for recognition is not pure devotional service. Are you getting my point? So even we start chanting, oh Prashant Prabhu chant so many around, chant nicely. Then your chanting will not be pure devotional service. So any seva you do without recognition to please Krishna is pure devotional service. So whether some service is recognized or not recognized does not matter. If somebody has to do pure devotional service, he'll do it anyway. The pure devotional service itself means to do a seva without getting recognized. It may be temple hall cleaning also. It's not only chanting is pure devotional service. You come evening temple hall cleaning, you come and do Mangalarti, nobody is recognizing you. That is pure devotional service. You bring sabji for the devotee, for the kitchen, because nobody is recognizing you. Still you do it. That is pure devotional service. You cook dosa for the devotees and nobody recognizes you. That is pure devotional service. Not only chanting is pure. So any activity which is done for the place of the Lord without any desire for recognition is pure devotional service. Anavlashita shunya jnana karma anavritam. But chanting of the holy name is stressed so much because it awakens that mood of pure devotional service. When the holy name goes in our mind, it awakens that mood. That is the potency of the holy name. You got my point? My holy name is being so stressed. I hope I answered your question. Not in a way you expected the answer, but in a different way.
About the mind
Uh,
and we are used in services.
uh,
Services, we have to do it. But do it in a way that gives authority. And that comes in the template. How to do it? Because
I didn't
we don't
understand.
know to do because if we do it properly, we will get endorsement.
Okay.
But
Other services you do properly because there is the accountability,
we do
but
properly, other things will
and
follow.
here there is no accountability. Yeah. So I think we should have some accountability of recording japa. Some devotee can take a charge, record others japa and see whether they are chanting 16 rounds or not. And we would like to take that seva. Then everybody will take it seriously. Something like that we should do. I was thinking also. Your seva is to record devotee japa by chupke se and then find out the and you can have some software. उसमें recording डालो and gives analysis. कितना मंत्र जप किया, कितना किया. It will be so nice there. is a litmus test of our japa, right-handed japa. So record the japa without the devotee's knowledge and put it in that software and find out whether the devotee chanted 16 rounds or in one round also how many mantras he chanted. So full litmus test will come. Then it will be great impetus for devotees. Anybody wants to take the same?
Mantra would have come.
Ah.
How much? Because
No, one thing I observed, if the pronunciation is clear, chanting is also attentive. When chanting becomes inattentive, pronunciation also goes down. How many have observed this?
you could practice, with the practice, mantra will come in you. Because practice, na. But always in the mind, because anything mechanically you do,
I think we should do testing of this also.
there is no test whether
No. That devotee had instrument. He has spent crores of rupees to find that instrument, and it will observe the aura also what is going in your mind. So that is fantastic. Not that, see, exact thought will not come, but what kind of thoughts? Passionate thought, ignorance thought, goodness thought. तो पूरा और आ जाएगा उसमें डिवोशनल थॉट तो वो इसका वो उसको और कैप्चर करता था सेंसर से पूरा लगा हुआ और फिर जो थॉट्स आ रहा है उसको भी ऑब्जर्व कर लेता था ठीक है हाँ और 1 करोड़ था ना कुछ तो 1 CR you get 1 CR we can order but ठीक है we may not be able to do this thing but at least devotees for ourselves only we can record japa and see and put a table कि did you chant it 32 syllable into 108 and this is one of the assignment in Bhakti Shastra. Probably I can give one open book assignment. अभी open book assignment release कर देना. I'll add this one question in that. That you have to record your japa for 3 days and the third day recording of one of the rounds you should do analysis and put it there. Third day. No, recording of third day. No, what when you record third day, na, it goes away.
we can do other than
Whatever. You empower other devotee and get the recording and write analysis and then tell what to do. So I'll add a question in Bhakti Weber test. So this is one good thing to do.
you do like the 10 days. When the devotee will not be told.
Only 10 days we are not together also, na.
Or you can take it for a month actually. Then you can get a proper result.
So you can tell other devotee, you make a pair, he records your japa and you record his japa, and then he gives you the recording, and you only hear it, or he can hear and find the that's a great thing, and then put it. No, he's not. See, he's not finding fault. He's helping you, no. So the day we come, that we can chant the 108 mantras, nicely there. We actually come to the state of Namabhas. You see, Prabhupada Japa is so distinct, no? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. One word, you can full you can hear. Full distinct japa it is. Nowhere you will find any mistake there. So that is what the practice we need to come that kind of japa. So we end here. Raj Munadam ki, Prabhupada ki.